Hey, I'm Duke on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it. Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today with try number 4 out of 5 for the MaverickJoe $300 trophy challenge, which is a challenge to trophy a league with a set of bobs, either in a Maverick style build or a Dark Depths build of a legacy deck. This build is mono Black Depths, popularized pretty recently, but I got this build off a friend, Tony, aka Into Play, who has been streaming with the deck, which is really cool and doing real well with it. I think this deck is really strong. Funnily enough, mono Black Depths was one of the first vintage decks I put together in paper, playing a pretty similar list, but with some a little bit more broken cards like Lotus, of course, and cards like, ooh, I forget the name of the tutor, but I believe you name a card and you exile the top 7 cards, and if it's in there, you can grab it. Maybe? Pretty close. Hey Kill, very cool to hear. Hopefully you have some lines for me as we play on. This deck is a lot more straightforward than Green-White Depths or Naya Depths. Probably similar to Green-Black, where you are using hand disruption to hope the way is clear. To go with Hexmage on Dark Depths to make it 2020, or of course go through Stage. This way, through Stage, you do have some quick ways to get there. You can naturally go Stage into Urborg into Dark Depths. I think the best kind of hands are the Urborg into turn 1 Thoughtseize or Hand Disruption into turn 2 Hexmage plus Duress. There are lines with Lotus Petal where you can go Lotus Petal Ritual, Thoughtseize, Hexmage, turn 1 Dark Depths, go for it. But typically it's going to be through around a turn 3 2020 is pretty good. We also have Ancient Tomb in the deck, which allows us to not just have the turn 3 natural of Dark Depths, Stage, and Urborg, but of course we do have Ancient Tomb to be our land drop to have that 2 mana a little bit earlier than usual. This deck also has 4 bobs, as we mentioned, which is really nice in a deck like this, which just has a really nice slow curve. Bob, really nice card advantage, and of course in a deck where you can protect it with hand disruption, pretty nice as well. And then Voidwalker. I think Voidwalker is probably one of the cooler cards and the more fun cards in Legacy right now. It is just a main deck leyline, which is pretty cool. So again, something like a Oops All Spells or Reanimator deck, especially in game 1, it can be very good, especially off Ritual. So Voidwalker is really cool. And then through our mana base, we also have kind of a plan B, which is pretty cool in Urza Saga. So we can create constructs and we can find things which either develop our mana, like Petal, which might look weird on paper, but there's a lot of times where I get to Saga 3 or Chapter 3 and just want an extra mana without any fuss. Like Mox Opal, of course, you need Affinity. Mox Diamond, you need a land in hand. There's a lot of times where the Petal's just nice, and if it's in play, your Saga constructs are also getting pumped, which is really cool. We have maps to find something like a Karakas or a Bojuka Bog. We could just be trying to get another Saga and keep grinding them out. We could get a Stage or a Depths if we're missing one piece, and then Needle. The 4 main deck Needle are most likely for things like Wasteland. Wasteland's a pretty good blind name. Karakas is probably going to be in there a fair bit as well, seeing the amount of white cards or white decks in the format right now. And then there's some little plays to this deck, like Thespian Stage can copy Urza Saga, which then starts ticking up. And once you get to Chapter 3, with the Chapter 3 trigger on the stack, what you can do is do something like copy a Swamp, and the Swamp will gain the ability of Thespian Stage, which was a Saga. So then you have a Swamp, which can't be Wastelanded, which is pretty great in Legacy, that can still create construct tokens at a breeze, which is quite nice. And you also still get to search your library, which is really cool because sacrificing the Saga is not part of the cost. So when you turn Stage into the swamp, it'll no longer be a saga, and therefore you'll get to search, and then your swamp will stick around, which is really, really cool. And then to the sideboard, we kind of just have a plan B in the Helm of Obedience Leyline combo, which is pretty much you mill out your opponent, essentially, because the criteria of Helm stopping can't be met due to the Leyline in play, which I believe also works with Voidwalker, which is nice. We're going to have 8 Leyline effects. So that's pretty sweet. We also have 2 Ancient Tombs to speed this up, because we do have Khan, Scion of Urza, as well as just a sideboard Planeswalker that we can cast as early as turn 2. This deck usually runs 4, and I like 4. I just didn't have the ticks for the 4th, so I'm running a Sudden Edict, and I think Sudden Edict is fine. It keeps pressure off, which is nice. We do have Shizu to get through any sort of flying blockers. There aren't many black flying blockers. Sadly, Tombstalker hasn't been in Legacy for some time. So yeah, hopefully that does pretty well. Not too much else to say. This deck, of course, is a little bit different to the green-black depths, where you have things like Crop Rotation or Sylvan Scrying. This is much more faster, hopefully get there in the first few turns, and just, yeah, might even get a double league in. We'll see how fast this deck plays, but hey, a huge thank you to Card Hoarder, who sponsors this channel and allows me to get the decks that I play, and to MTG Mate, which is an Australian online card seller who sponsors the channel. You can use code DUGS for 5% off singles. A big thank you to them. Hello, Learn. Hope you're well. It is actually getting quite kind of chilly here. Nearly need a jumper, but hopefully we can yeah, we can ease into these Legacy Leagues. Hey Panda. Hope you're both well. Hope everyone is well. Been playing some Hammer online as well. Hammer's been pretty interesting in Legacy. I've just been toying around with a build that looks like this. So you have your Sigarda's Aids, your Pure Steels, your Hammers, of course. You have Esper Sentinels, Mother of Runes to protect. You have Canonists is kind of like my flex spot right now. I think Canonists is kind of cool because it allows the deck to have that game against fast combo. But it's been performing really well. I put up a league on YouTube this morning, so definitely enjoy that if you see it. All right, up against our opponent, who looks potentially to be on Delver, which this hand isn't too bad against. We get to go turn 1 Dark Confidant and potentially play around a Bolt by taking it with Duress. We have Hexmage and we have Map to find Dark Depths, so I'm actually pretty keen to keep this, especially on the play. Dark Confidant, of course, a little bit more of a risk on the draw against a Daze deck, but we'll see how this goes. So this is most likely going to be the turn Swamp, Ritual, Duress first, and then just play based on that. I mean, that's even if the Dark Writ resolves. Ooh, okay. They're going to be in a Mentor deck, so the Pyroblast isn't great. We're just going to take an Ending. And play Bob. I think if that was Inquisition instead of Duress, I would have taken the Mentor, 100%. Also interesting that they didn't play a land that we know about. They played the fetch land, potentially playing around Wasteland. Ooh, close. Hey, Master G. Too kind for the 5-month sub. A big thank you. A big thank you. Let's go ahead and attack first. We can then play 1 map out and the Bajuka Bog, which then allows us to untap, play Depths, and also Hexmage, which is pretty awesome. This is not Hammer Jack, unfortunately. I want to build the list out a bit before I take it through a few streamed leagues. Okay, there's the Volk. I assume here we see Prismatic Ending. Okay. So these cards in 5 means they can't have Force, which is pretty nice for us. Okay, they find a Ponder. They chose to not shuffle. We do have 2 maps. I assume the no shuffle means they most likely have Sword. But we do have 2 maps to go and get the Dark Depths back. I think because of that, I'm pretty happy just to go for it. Gaining 20 life is also quite nice against their mental plane if that comes up. Okay. Oh, Saga's actually quite nice here as well. Alright, there's Mentor. Second Volk. Blast 1 card. Okay, just getting their token now. Ooh, okay. So Shadow is this creature can block or be blocked only by creatures with Shadow, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, definitely interesting to hold up, not just hold up the mana. Iteration's going to be fine. That's very true. But hopefully it doesn't matter. So if we make a token here, it'll be a 3/3 DRC. Okay, this is going to be similar to Min from MinMax Blog's build. Also pretty happy to go and get probably a Shadow Spear here. See what we draw. Okay, well, that changes things. That means it'll be 3 to equip. I think now knowing that we do have Blast up, I should just hold this up. You may play it this turn without paying its mana cost. One, two. I kind of like floating here, using the mana to go and get 1 Urborg, and then we can play this and also equip it. Could Needle Teferi if they play Teferi. Hey Vegeta, welcome. Yeah, I think it's a just in case. Like a bounce on a token would be pretty good. I'll hold back the Void Walker because of the Pyroblast. Okay. I think this I'm pretty happy to trade for. Huh. I could also get rid of the Monk, but I think right now just taking them off the Brainstorm is better because I am just going to try to go for next turn mapping for... Thespian Stage. Okay. They have 0 cards. So, 1, 2, map, stage, play stage, pass. No blocks, because if they have a prismatic ending, I want to play around that. Oh my god, they drew it. Alright. Tough. I believe this cannot block. Yep. I don't think EI does much, sadly. Jeez. Tough. This is a matchup where I can definitely see us going down on Needle. Caracas isn't needed either. Shizo isn't needed either. I do like the Khans. I don't mind the Sudden Edict here. I also don't mind an extra tomb. Still keeping just to hopefully go fast. Yeah, I don't mind this. Turn 1, Thoughtseize. Turn 2, Dorothy. Turn 3, combo. I think I was like taking the Ponder to slow them down, and then the Dorothy kind of answers the Murktide anyway. And if they want to tap out on turn 2 for EI, or sorry, turn 3, then we have the Hex Mage on board anyway, so they really can't. Flooded Strand. Okay. All right. They chose to not shuffle, but again, we have one piece of the combo and a map to go and get Dark Depths, so... I can probably see them just going expressive into Murktide here. There's one gone. Interesting. They miss on land, which is pretty huge. That means here I'm probably just going to go for Urborg and play Khan. I could also get Saga play Khan. I actually don't mind Saga play Khan. They do have the Meltdown though, but we'll see how this works out. Force pitch expressive iteration. Okay. At least we have the sudden edict for the Murktide if needed. Land is probably just the best draw here. Okay, that's pretty good. 2, 3. I could copy the Saga in this next turn as well, or play the map out. I don't mind playing the map out. I'm okay with making a token here as well. We know about the meltdown, but... I think I'd rather just float, play out the vampire this turn as well, potentially. Because we could do something like... get another map. I do want to crack this now, so that I use this 2, have the 2 black for this main phase, and then just hold up the tomb for the other one if they use the meltdown. So I lose a damage here, but that's fine. Like, typically I'm going to be winning here by 20, so it shouldn't matter all that much. Alright, 5 cards, 1 is meltdown. 4 cards, 1 is a meltdown. Meltdown equals 1. Pretty happy just to sack this in response. Probably just go and get another Saga, to be fair, as like another backup. Could have also gone for Dark Depths, potentially. Because we have the stage left over, but I don't mind the backup plan of Saga. It can also just find another map as well, so... Yikes. Alright. Bauble first, no mentor, which is nice. Yeah, tokens are looking pretty good here. I wonder if they run any number of Snapcaster Mage, or I believe we saw Mystic Sanctuary in game 1, which can of course get back the meltdown, but for now it's looking pretty strong. Hex Mage, okay. That's kind of free to get on board. I don't mind just putting this on board. It also allows us to deal with like a Teferi on board if needed. Also just the extra damage definitely adds up. This is probably close to the highest life total I've got. 57, yeah. Which is obviously really nice in a Sylvan Library build. But typically in a Sylvan Library build as well, you just have better setup for your Marit Leisures not to get hit by a Sword Plowshares because of things like Sylvan Safekeeper and Sajiri Step Off crop rotation. You went to more than 90? Yeah, it can get pretty absurd. I can definitely see that happening. Okay. This one. It's just going to be Shadow Spear. I could have gone after like Needle on the Tarn, but I think here Shadow Spear is fine. Another Depths is also pretty strong. I just wasn't even thinking about... I don't think we actually have any maps left, that's why. Did we have a map in there? Maybe we did. Also, Pity Needle on the Tarn means we can attack with the Hex Mage, because then they definitely can't pump the Mentor. So that's definitely something to think of. I guess I can also equip here and attack. That actually makes a bit of sense. Yeah. Now we can attack. Yeah, the Sanctuary. And that's all because we didn't get the Needle. Which I think I just should have thought about that a little bit more. Yeah, so here we float with the they attack. Wow, okay. I guess they might think that their Mentor isn't blocking, so... This is fine. I could reset this, but I think just going to find other stuff is better. So here, let's... Copy Swamp. Search up another map. I could have actually got another attack in there, but I should have done this all post-main so that the map was still on the board. Nice. Definitely some small things I could have done better there, but we got out of it, which is pretty cool. My only other thought is if they're running Caracas themselves, and if I should have a needle in for that. We do have one needle, but if that's gone from like a meltdown or something, we don't have a backup, which I think is a little bit rough. I don't mind going down on like probably the Yeah, maybe, okay. Maybe one's enough. Also have a good amount of time for the third game as well, which is nice. I think it should be considered. I mean, we know they have at least one Meltdown in the deck, so if they do have Caracas and they get rid of our Needle, we literally have no outs to Caracas. We no longer can be on the Dark Apps plan. So I think there's definitely a thought process to having a second copy of Needle in the deck. Pretty land heavy. I think there's a better 6 here, like just a lot of mana. It does have like both ways to get to the combo, but by the time we're going off without any sort of hand disruption, then they're most likely going to have a swords. Yeah, okay. Bottom and Urborg. This is pretty good, actually. Opponent kept 7. They chose to shuffle. That's good for us. Okay. Love to steal another cantrip here if they are light. Oh, okay. Swords, Prismatic Ending. They do have a Mentor and 3 lands though. It's just going to be this, probably the ending here. It doesn't really matter because I'm just going to duress next turn. The ending does take care of the map if for some reason next turn I go duress, they counter it, I play out the map, but I don't think that's really relevant when we already have the Saga in hand as well, so I think I'm just going to take the swords. Turn. Crack. Okay. Stage is pretty nice. Yeah, I don't mind going Bob here, because then they kind of have to go on the Prismatic Ending to keep the Mentor off the table for one more turn. Yeah, so let's go Dark Depths into Bob. I guess they might not have a Plateau in the deck. There's a world where they just go Mentor here. Allow us to get a card off the Bob and then untap. But, yeah, I don't think there's a... I think that's a pretty small world. They kept on top as well. I'm going to put the combo on the field. I'm not playing mono black to not go for it as early as possible. And the keep could be another cantrip. I kept that back. I wonder if they have a Wandering Emperor. Tough. They're two pretty good unknown cards. let's go Saga then. That's probably the Mentor. Mentor just going wide is a little bit more scary. Yeah, it does fly, but it's just one threat. The Mentor is multiple threats, that's why I'm scared of it. Like, we don't currently have a great plan. They probably have an instant in hand, so I don't actually want to block here. Yeah, I should have just done this second main. I just think they didn't actually... Maybe they don't. Who knows? Another depths. Okay. 1, 2, create. I meant to get a map, but that's fine. I don't mind getting Dorothy down. Which again, should have done second main. Just little things that definitely add up. Yikes. I have a 3-turn clock. Oof. Black, copy, keep. Should have played the map. Should have definitely played the map there. Get back plow. Definitely some points left on this field by me, which isn't great. Hey Gary K, welcome. No red up yet, which is good. Means no meltdown. They chose not to shuffle. Okay. Wow, and they get in. Yes, if we had those extra 2 points in the from the Lotus Petal as well, would have been a little bit different. They would have held back the Murktide at least. Yeah. Tough. Definitely some rust in that game. And just not patience from me either. Kind of rushing plays before I think. Getting the like Lotus Petal there. Yeah, there's always lessons to be learned in losses. Alright. Up against B8. Yeah, this is a pretty sweet hand. Depends how I want to start off though, if I want to go Swamp or Urborg. Urborg leads to some pretty awesome openings. Like drawing into a turn 2. I actually don't mind Urborg here because if they wasteland me anyway, like I'd rather the wasteland on the Urborg than on the Dark Depths, so. Sure. Now I really just like going for Needle. I don't even mind second Needle here, just using something like a Scalding Tarn. I could Wasteland twice, maybe game 2 or 3, where I probably wouldn't even play the second one. I'd hold one for Meltdown potentially, but there's no other real good names, and Scalding Tarn's usually a 4 of. I don't really care about Bauble. I'd rather just try to narrow their cantrips down, or at least their power of brainstorms that they do have Scalding Tarn in hand. That's fine. That's pretty interesting. I think we're just going to play Depths Pass. Nice. Pretty happy just to go for it in the end. Make them trade the Delver with the Dark Depths. Or at least lose the Delver to the Dark Depths. Okay. Hey, Tough Juke. They currently can't stop it with Brazen. They can always stop it with, because Brazen targets the creature, not the land. Okay. I don't mind Thoughtseize. I don't mind Ritual into Thoughtseize here. Take the Erasure. They can Forked well, but that's fine. I could take the Fork Bolt if I wanted to try to like get it with Voidwalker, but they've only seen one bolt so far, and I feel like with the iteration they'd either find a removal spell or something like a Murktide, which to me is more of a way to win the game. Alright. Tough. Okay. So unless they have Bolt, we get another one here. Hey, Tough Duke. I haven't been banned, unfortunately. Yeah. What can I say? I haven't had much to do with Jeff. I think being an Aussie as well, I've never been able to catch him when he's been streaming anyway. So I did see some of the kerfuffle though around the 24/7 streamed Pro Tours, which is awesome. Big shout out to actually, yeah, big shout out to the Will Hall experience. Will Hall is an MVP. A fan of the stream as well, so big shout out to Will. Thank you for checking in. The drama was over Jeff not being happy at a channel that does like a 24-hour coverage of Pro Tours, but the dude has like an okay from Wizards anyway, so. All right. Delver. It's really just the Sudden Edict. I don't think this is a matchup where I want the Helm or the Leyline. Maybe it is. I can see the Caracas coming out. That might be just the change. Like, I'm not sure if this is a matchup where we go for the Leyline Helm combo. I'm just going to run this back with a Sudden Edict. I don't mind the matchup. especially with the hand disruption. Like, there's been a few times where I wish these Duresses were Inquisitions. Like, you can't take Force. That's probably the big card. But even to be able to take, like, Blue-Red Delver off their early creatures is kind of cool. Leyline is good versus those two cards, but I feel like we can just be... Like, a good hand just is a lot faster. Like, this is pretty cool. Turn 1, Needle, turn 2, Confidant, or Voidwalker, turn 3 combo. And also just a... we're naming Wasteland. What modern deck do you play? I played Blue-Red Murktide, which was okay. But it kind of just felt like an underpowered... Once you play like Blue-Red Delver and Legacy, it just feels like an underpowered version of that, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'm not going to go for it here, but I will go with Voidwalker, I think. Bob's pretty cool, though. Bob could potentially draw me into a hand disruption spell next turn. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Like, the life loss from Dark Confidant isn't great against a deck like Delver, but with the curve so low, I don't mind it. Yeah, I think I'll cast Text Mage around days. Actually, I'm just going to hold up the combo, actually. Because we have the backup Dark Depths and Hex Mage. Kind of makes them have to have two things bumper to bumper. Okay. So what could they have with one land? Voidwalker seems cool in paper. I haven't cast it enough times to have feedback on it. But in a deck with rituals, it seems pretty cool. A way to get it out turn 1. No shuffle. I mean, we do have that sudden edict. I don't mind that. I don't mind duress into bog this turn. They have the Borrower, but we have the Meltdown for the Wasteland, which is nice. Could attack first. Yeah, that's very true. Should have. Because that was exactly the same thought of casting the hand disruption first as well. It's a great point. Okay. Petty theft, sure. Okay. Okay. Land. Yeah, I thought that was the last card from Ponder, potentially. They could just have like hard cast Submerge. If they had it in the board. Cool. I could see a world where we bring in like Helm combo just to have a bit of fun. Hey Mark, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Could just run it back though. We haven't played Dead Guile yet. No. No, I will come down with a list for sure. Look, I don't mind it. We're definitely not hitting the trophy, so we might as well try out some new things. I think I'll just bring in all 4 helms. Take out the bobs. Could just be a mix of Duress and Thoughtseize. Kind of like keeping the Thoughtseizes. I could see the rituals going down, especially against the Daze deck. Could just be rituals and Dark Confidants. I think the tombs in the sideboard are just for decks where you want to go faster, potentially. Yeah, Meltdown is a bit of an issue. Could just be a trim of things. Ancient Tomb can be a liability, but it is a way to get the mana online faster. I could see one Saga. 2 Duress, all rituals. Hey Rob. See how this slides. Okay. We have the Helm, which is nice. We have 2 lands currently, so I think this is fine. Obviously, an Urborg off the top would be fantastic, but happy just to keep this. Mana's a little bit weak, but hopefully that's okay. I think I'll lead on the stage. I don't really want to lose my first. I'd rather put this out as like Wasteland fodder. But this is where like the Leyline Helm combo can just be a bit of a trap because they still have some really good threats. Oh. Still just gonna go with Wasteland. Kind of feel like they're holding up Burrower. Or just bolt me. All right. All right. Another bolt is really good. Yeah. Yikes. Tough. Yeah, rough. And they even had the brazen. Tough. Just way too slow. All right. Back in. We're on the play, which is nice. We don't have either piece of the combo. But we do have, like, we're up against Punishing Waterfalls, who has been on Oops for a fair bit, so I don't mind keeping this and just going, like, turn 1 Ritual into Duress Voidwalker. Yeah, I mean, like, Depths plays 61 sometimes. That's not something that I usually look at. But hey, if it is, we have a pretty sweet hand for it. Same for Goblins. I think Goblins has been playing 61 for a while. Opponent having a good think about the opener. Alright. Ritual. Duress. Haha, okay. Well, there you go, Jack. Look at that oops deck. We're probably just taking the Lily here. Smallpox is kind of annoying. I guess no, we can Smallpox... Could Smallpox play the Needle named Lily, but they have Saga as well. Huh. They only have one black at the moment as well. I could lead on Dorothy, but doesn't really matter. It's more so if they were like a force deck, I'd hate to like put my only main threat into play right now and then hit the Duress. I think it's a Smallpox. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's just rustiness with the deck for sure. I think it is the Lily. Smallpox is tough, but... yeah. Okay. I'm also just going to make my dude here to play around like a Sudden Edict. Don't really want to get rid of this. Probably just want to have mana up for the token, so we can go and get Lotus Petal here. And then I do want to respond to this because of a Needle. All right, how should we sideboard, people? How should we sideboard? How should we sideboard? Pox. I'm thinking the Khans for sure, and potentially the Ancient Tombs. It allows me to like get a an earlier construct going. Probably taking out the Duresses. One, two, three. I'm not sure if Pox is a Khan deck. That's a good question. Duress and a Thoughtseize. Let's just see how this performs. Not the worst. I guess, like, if they take the Bob off a Thoughtseize, it's pretty bad, but we're up a game, so see how this slides. Also, if they, like, power out a Lily turn 1, we can potentially answer it with Hexmage. I also need water. I'll be back in a second. Punishing goes to 5 cards. All right. I guess. Ooh, I think we take the small box because we have... Yeah. They do get to discard, but that's fine. Play the Org. Oh, they play the castle. Okay. Alright, sometimes you just get the nuts. And we're on the board, which is nice. Yeah, Currency Converter being a little bit tough with Thoughtseize is kind of cool. I think Currency Converter has a lot of play to it, and I like that that Ali on MTGO has made use of it in lands, which is pretty sweet with cards like Mox Diamond. And just getting those yeah, getting those free treasures is kind of cool. Yeah, sometimes you get the nuts and sometimes you register Pox. What can I say? Yeah, Minsk and Bill Online would be very cool. Hey, Eben, welcome. What were the losses in this league too? Blue Red Delver and Jeskai Mentor. Pretty close games. A few small errors from me that definitely snowballed. Source Plowshares was a beating. Brazen Burrow was a beating. Right, Subvert. Mana just a little bit tough here. We just had the Bajuka Bog, so we're gonna mulligan this. Okay. Again, like we can't cast anything, but we do have a turn 3 combo. But I think there's a better 5. I really do. And this is actually it. I'm gonna keep this. We're gonna bottom the Duress potentially, and keep Swamp, Ritual, Thoughtseize into Bob. So let's bottom. Second black is pretty good though. I think it's definitely the Duress, and then it's between these two. One piece of the combo or a second black source. I kind of like a second black source. We have multiple ways to find the combo, so. To be fair, if we draw a land, like another stage, we can just stage a copy of Swamp down the line. So I actually don't mind dropping this. Yeah. Right. Opponent on 7. Ritual. It's a little win as well if they actually counter this. Okay. Force, Jace, Mentor, Ending. This is actually interesting. I could take the Ending and see if they force the Bob, which I think they do, knowing that we're on 2 cards. So I kind of like the thought of taking the Jace here, leaving them with the Force, and then hopefully at least buying me 1 card off the Dark Confidant until they can the following turn ending it. Like I think them on 3 lands Mentor is much better than me on 2 lands. So I don't think there's a world where taking the ending, making them force the Dark Confidant, and then leaving them with Mentor 3 lands is any better than me drawing an extra card off the Dark Confidant. Yeah, I think it's the Jace and then Bob and then pass. But it's tough. I could see a world where we take a lot of those cards. But Jace just being a win con as well. In a perfect world, I'd also like to get to a stage where they force something before the Mentor is down. Nice, punishing waterfalls. There we go. That's what I want to hear. That's the man I know. But yeah, it's tough. Like, you know, going to 5, and then we just had a really nice hand of double Ritual into turn 1 Bob and Hexmage with protection. So sometimes it just happens. We've had a few sometimes it just happens on this channel so far. Ooh, Saga's actually quite nice. Saga's going to get things really going. Especially with the stage in play. That can be hard to beat. That can be kind of our own Mentor. Yeah, Endurance ticked over 100 ticks recently. I believe right now Endurance is the most expensive card on MTGO. Yeah, it's pretty bonkers. Ooh, okay. So now we have an interesting decision. I could take the Mentor, but if they have a blue card, it's not that great. This is actually a tough one. I think it's better to play this stage because not only do we get a token, I then get to copy the Saga in upkeep. The Ponder chose to not shuffle. So the question here is do I want to take the turn to copy Saga? Or do I want to take the turn to make a token? It doesn't really change anything other than the stage getting online a turn earlier. I think that's worth it. Jack, what would you do? Would you copy the stage or would you make a construct? I'm leaning towards copy. I'm gonna go with. Turns out we draw as well. I kind of like just getting these tokens on board. It also means if we draw like a Lotus Petal, it's kind of cool. It's only a one of, but another Saga kind of changes things. That kind of makes me just want to throw away this one, get another token. Get a map. I could get Needle and Name to Fairy in the blind. I could also get Petal and then Thoughtseize my opponent, but that turns on the Force of Will. I think it is just get another map. Map kind of just leads to gain 20, which is cool. I think I'm just in a position where if ending is being targeted, if map is getting an ending out of my opponent's hand, I don't really mind that. Because it's one less ending to hit the construct tokens. Alright, that's Teferi. Hey Johnny, thanks for the follow. So we only have one black to really play around with here. I'm pretty happy to try to take the Teferi off the board to try to beat out on instant speed prismatic ending as well on the token. This could be wrong as well, because like it's 2 damage, and then like they get a token most likely if they force. Well, they don't, but they do have double. Nah, double ending's really tough. I kind of just want to say I can't beat double ending and just take the Narset. Really tough spot. Yeah, it's also one less spell they can play next turn. Oh, we just killed our own token as well because they had damage on it. Big yikes. That's fine. Yeah, it's all good. That is just one more thing to be weary of, but it's a little bit late. That's pretty good. I was meant to, yeah, see, like I was meant to do stuff there as well. Yep. Yeah, we could have played a lot more things. I think it was going to be all roads lead to Rome for them either way. This was just going to be the Khan strategy with Sudden Edict. Caracas. And the needles. I don't mind the 1 needle. I don't mind 2 needles against this deck. Like 1 for Planeswalker and 1 for a land if they play Caracas. Shiz can come out. There we go. A little bit... yeah, I think just a little bit too slow. But, you know, yeah, a little bit too slow. Okay. Interesting. Turn 1 Khan? Turn 1 Khan's pretty cool. Hey, Lucky, welcome. Keep this bottom of map. Take the Ponder. Play Khan. Probably just start ticking up and getting some advantage that way. Hey, Cooper the Red, a huge thank you. Dark Confidant. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, it's fair. That's just a sequencing thing. So we know they do have... Okay, so they've drawn that for turn. Interesting. So they're leading on the sword. I like just ticking up again. Profane Tutor. Interesting. I think just a little bit too slow for this deck, because you are wanting to play pretty fast to the board. But definitely an interesting card. I have seen it pop up in reanimator strategies, like the one that Arkan played. Hey Cooper, thanks for the follow. What did you stream and how did you go? Timeless. Teferi's fine. They could definitely have dressed down. I actually don't mind that. I guess that means we don't get a token off this one. I don't mind Pith Needle on Emperor. Yeah. We do have a Bob we could get. Could Needle Dragon 2, that's very true. I think I'll tick up and see if we find a black source. Shadow Spear and a Void Walker. Give us a Shadow Spear. Okay. Hey, thanks, Johnny. Yeah, I think that Legacy Hammer has legs to some extent, which is really nice. It's a pretty fun deck to play. And it does close out games fairly quickly and fairly consistently. Another Teferi. I'm happy to see if we can kill a Teferi. 1 swords. I think here's just going to be another Saga. I also get to keep ticking this up. Another Khan and a Urborg. Okay. That's pretty nice. I was playing the mums. Yeah, I thought the mums were relevant. Yeah. Like, I know the Giver's pretty good in Modern. But I pretty much took from Gabe's list, Spider Space, and then took out the 2-mana card that when it comes into play you get to, like, kind of ponder for a threat. But it was pretty cool. Alright, so they still have a sword. Ooh, we get to hit the needle here. Which means they can't swords right now, which means we can equip with Shadow Spear over the Timeless Dragon to kill the Teferi. Which is pretty sweet. They might only have 2 Tundra. That's very true as well, yeah. I don't think this sort of list would play a Plateau, which is kind of nice. Okay. Wonder why they just do that now. Despin Stage and Duress. They give us Duress. Okay. There is a world where it's correct there to make another creature with Khan instead of ticking up, because I'm going to die anyway, but the extra card's always nice. Yeah, especially with these constructs just being so big. Delver's been a pretty strong matchup, thankfully. I haven't really needed any help, which is really nice. I kind of feel like Shadow Spear is my sort of Fire and Ice in a way, in that it makes my creature either the lifelink really relevant with the swing, or make a construct able to get through just being like a jump blocker, which is pretty awesome. But it's definitely something to consider. I'm just going to run this back as well. We didn't see a Caracas. Getting to reset sagas is pretty cool as well. I've never had to do that with Hexmage in a depths deck, but definitely interesting. Oh, so close. So close. Okay. I don't mind this. I think we bottom the card here, and then have 2 ways to win through Dark Depths and Saga. It's tough though. I think, yeah. I don't mind just playing a little bit lower to the ground, but it is tough. Especially seeing Saga can be found. Opponent went to 6 cards. We went to 6 cards as well. They chose to not shuffle. Map's pretty sweet. Kind of like just taking the iteration here. It's most likely going to be a 2-for-1. I don't want to play out the map into an ending either. Ooh. I believe this is worth it. They chose to not shuffle with the ponder. But if they have a swords here, a little bit rough. No sword. Ending into ending. There is a high chance that they have a land. And we do still have a plan. I actually am going to go for it here. Because we have so many good Saga lines as well. I'm also pretty happy to bog next turn. I don't think I care about the Wandering Emperor. I think I'd rather just name Teferi so they can't bounce the Saga. But it's close. Okay, they are going to... Interesting that they play it, because I would have named Teferi. But now that they do have this, maybe that changes things. Yeah, I think I'll just play the board. I am going to just get stage. It can copy the Saga and can also just be an out if we draw into Dark Depths as well. There is a world that I do play out the second map here. Yeah, just so this is actually a 3/3. I guess it's kind of a free attack, so I might as well make... Like a sword on a token here is more than fine, especially when I'm just taking 2 and I'm at 17 life now. Spell Pierce. Needle on Narset keeps him off a card. I think I'm just going to name Teferi, because Teferi is just such a tough card to play against, especially when it's online. The Narset, of course, gets him an extra card and sticks around, but I think right now one of the best cards they could have is Teferi, and then just bounce the Saga, and then we really have next to nothing. I could have also played the Ancient Tomb a turn later and played the Swamp this turn. Hey GamerChamp, thanks for the follow. Counterbalance is pretty interesting. Naming Teferi as well with Needle means they can't bounce the other one on the Emperor. So we'll get +1/+1 until first strike. Okay. Attack with both. We make one. We make, oh, two. We can block here, and then if they have swords, they can just trade. Or dress down potentially. Snap swords. Okay. Pedal allows me to get another one of these, which is nice. The Urborg also allows me to take some pressure off this Ancient Tomb. I should have actually used... Oh no, I didn't want to use the last 2 mana for the Shadow Spear equip because we can make 1 more construct. Surely they have something here with the amount of setup they've had. I don't really want to play the Bob yet either. Because I feel like they might have a like a Supreme Verdict. So I want to have something held back. So I think here I'm just going to... maybe not even crack my map. I was going to crack it for Dark Depths or Stage and play that, but I've gone through 1, 2, 3. I could actually just get another Saga. I don't mind that. I think it's the last one as well. Yeah. But it kind of has to be Supreme Verdict or something pretty good. Wow. They just create a creature and pass. We know one card is Spell Pierce, I believe, from Narset. Nice. Duress First is really nice. Could be hit by Counterbalance, but that's okay. Flooded Strand. What do we see? Emperor? Force. Okay. Equip to 1. Attack with all. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll take that. Did not really expect it to go that way. Usually things like Source Plowshares, Prismatic Ending, Teferi Bounce just really disables the deck, but sometimes decks just whiff. You can have powerful cards like Expressive Iteration, but if you just draw kind of mediocre cards, it doesn't really matter. So pretty lucky there. And we can finish this 3-2, which is kind of nice as well. That'd be pretty awesome. All right. Up against Ricky on the play, we have turn 1 Bob, which is kind of cool. We also have turn 2, just 2-drops. A lot of D&T, etc. I am going to mulligan this once. Not great with Duress, but I'm not that keen to go down further. I assume this is a creature matchup. Once. Wooded Foothills. Oof. Okay. This is going to be interesting. They don't currently have a turn 1 play. I think it's just the Seething Song. The mana looks... Yeah, as like a just in case. Like if they draw a Mana Dork off the top, that's pretty rough. Oh, no fetch is huge. Thoughtseize. No, I kind of like just trying to draw into Hexmage or Thespian Stage here. Dark Confidant allowing us to double those chances. Okay. 1 fetch. Definitely not what I expected to play against tonight, but hey, that's what Legacy's for. A card pool that anyone can choose cards from. Okay. Burning Tree. Into Mimic. Squirrel. All right. Ah, so close. It's just going to be map here into Stage, I think is the best play. I guess I could have also played the Ancient Tomb to crack for 2 and also Thoughtseize this turn. That's probably better. And again, just on me for not kind of walking through my hand before I actually play something. Okay. Ancient Tomb. Okay. I am just gonna fetch now for Stage and pass. All right. Duress, Bob. We can play Stage. We can Thoughtseize them. Burning Wishes? Rough. I'd probably rather just take their Desperate Ritual and allow them to have double Burning Wish, because they only have 1 red at the moment. Not sure what they could Burning Wish for that would be relevant here. They'd either have 3 and a green up, or just 4 colorless mana. %. I kind of hope this player has some sort of combo that I'm just not seeing, or that is in the deck that gets there either in game 2 or 3 if there are games 2 or 3s. All right. Interesting. I feel like this might be a Glacial Chasm deck, but it's an interesting one. I might actually try to go for the Helm combo here. No idea what my opponent's playing, but I kind of like the idea of Helm. It's just a nice quick way to try to get there. Bog. Caracas. I don't think Chittery is legendary, but maybe I'm incorrect. Duress can definitely come out. Needles can most likely come out. Okay, let's see how this goes. I don't mind dropping down on like Caracas for the Sudden Edict. Ooh, double ley line. Look, I'm not. It has the mana as well, just to be able to get Helm into play, so it's definitely interesting, but maybe not. Yeah, Plague Engineers would be pretty funny. I think this hand just doesn't really do anything is the issue. So I am actually going to mulligan this. Yeah, no plan. This is better because it actually has the plan of just like Hexmage Ritual map, but no black mana. But we do have map to go and find. Like turn 1 map, turn 2 sack map, play Urborg. Oh, okay, we can keep this. And we can bottom 1 ritual. And it will play Tomb this turn, because it allows us next turn to sack map with it, and then go and get Urborg. All right. All right. Okay. That's true. We can also just play Stage here and then get Depths the following turn. I don't mind that. Look, I really hope my opponent's at least playing Gaia's Cradle. I think Cradle would be kind of cool in this deck. Burning Wish. Ooh. Alright, have a go. They get Hexmage. Alright. Yeah, I'm not too sure what Chatterstorm combo is. Ah, is it like the Empty the Warrens that creates 1/1 squirrels? Yeah, that just sounds like combat. Tough. Yeah, that seems like a pretty tough matchup. So, hey, we get a chest, which is kind of cool. So we get to open that and see what we get. And not that great. Mono Black was cool. Mono Black, there were a few times there where obviously Swords to Plowshares is very good against this deck because your protection spells in Hand Disruption only works at sorcery speed. But I can definitely see the meta for it. And against something like a Delver deck, I definitely don't mind it. So I can see why Tony did really well in a few challenges with this list. It definitely makes a lot of sense. And the deck is just, you know, obviously quite powerful with its quick starts with ritual effects. Yeah, I think if anything, like some of the matches tonight was just from lack of play with the deck and a few little sequencing things where it would have been better just to hold back, talk through my hand, and probably make a better play than some of the ones that I did, especially with sequencing lands. That's a big one because once you make that once you play that land, you obviously can't take that back. So yeah, but hey, a huge thank you to you guys for coming and watching. I'll be back probably Sunday night. Got tomorrow off, going away for a long weekend, so there will be no content this weekend. But until then, if you guys want to find me on YouTube, you can find my latest video there today on Legacy Hammer. If you want to find me on Twitter, you can see me there. Thanks, Zero. Hope you have a great weekend. Oh, over 100. Damn, you guys are cool. I appreciate the sport always. I really enjoy it. And yeah, just I appreciate you guys, and I thank you a lot. I thank you a lot for everything. Hope you guys enjoy your weekends. I'm going to send you guys over to Ramar, who is always putting up some good content. So enjoy your weekends, enjoy your evenings, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.